Welcome to Level 857. We're doing the My Take here for Coda Princess, a review, afterthoughts, after we, both of us just beat it, Turbo 857.
23rd Stallion.
We're going to get this going. What are your final thoughts? Now that we beat the game, I don't know if you guys have been checking out the channel, Level 857. Me and the 23rd Stallion have been playing co-op games for years, especially beat-em-ups, action RPGs of the sorts.
Yup.
And especially on the channel, we have plenty of games that we've been through, you know, Fire Emblem Warriors, Aegis Defenders, and now we're lucky enough to play and beat Coda Princess. So what are your final thoughts? And we also played, actually, Guardian Heroes.
Yeah.
Which was the, this is kind of like the spiritual successor of Guardian Heroes.
There's a lot of Guardian Heroes influence in this game.
Yeah, and I was very happy to see that the 3-plane system was still being used. So
didn't they say some of the one of the creators or one of the people who worked on Guardian Heroes was working on this game as well?
I think so. I think some art directors and you know, some coders, some programmers who previously made Guardian Heroes. And you definitely see the influence in Coda Princess when you play it. You know, just the way you block, the way you do the moves, the way it feels like. It's a beat 'em up, but it also feels like a tournament game in a sense. Also,
yeah,
a little,
the way you do the fireball motion to do a lot of the moves, and it's no, it's very, 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 very close to Guardian Heroes. But I think the it's more of a comedic spin on Guardian Heroes a bit.
It is
like
right?
the dialogue's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The cast is interesting because. The main character, I like her character, I like her character design, but she ain't got no clothes on. Like, I've seen a lot of characters and, like, you know, they try to make some characters, especially, like, female characters, sexy and, you know, by wearing tight clothes, like, you know, Lara Croft and stuff like that, but this is ridiculous. She's not wearing anything. Yeah. It doesn't even make any sense on
the main character, Solange. She's a great character as far as
awesome
her
character
and stuff.
Yeah.
And the sword moves that she got is really.
She's
really
like Han from Guardian Heroes.
She's a lot, yeah. Definitely, her moves were inspired by Han. You could definitely easily see that. Yeah. Lighting people on fire. But her outfit, yeah, that's a little. It's
a little too much, man. Come on. I like the ladies and everything, but I mean that's a little crazy.
It's not practical for the type for as much fighting as she does in this game. It's
but
a little crazy.
There's some other interesting characters, like the dude you picked a lot. The
I like
Kung Fu
Master
guy.
T.
He's cool.
I was surprised I was gonna like him. I thought he was gonna be like a wrestler. I didn't know he was gonna be like a martial artist. I had a really great time playing as Master T. I liked Ali. Ali was a great character. Zozo has some magic spells and stuff like that. She reminded me a little bit of Randy from Guardian Heroes.
Yeah, I'd probably say it's a Randy influence.
Master T and Ali reminded me of Jinjaro. I like Jinjaro a lot. Yeah. So yeah, there's as far as I was able to find some.
What's the priestess? The Helen? Is that her name? Helen?
Yeah, I think her name might be Helen. I forgot the priestess.
She reminds you of Selena.
She's like a Selena character.
Selena, yeah.
I wish I would have played a little bit more with her, but she's a good character.
She was decent. Just the kid in the green is the worst character.
Oh, the bard, yeah.
I can't stand him. I can't stand. That's a terrible character design. Awful.
They have some weird. The cat. They have some weird characters. Like the cat. The samurai dude who you were was a pretty good character.
Yeah, he's defensive. Very defensive character.
Yeah.
If you like countering and playing defense and not like just going on the offensive all the time, you're like, he's good. He's good. He had some pretty weird moves, but I liked him.
Overall, the cast was alright. What did you think of? I hate to always compare this game to Guardian Heroes, but what did you think of the? Well, let's not even go into the Guardian Heroes comparison yet. What did you think of the item system, the RPG kind of, you know, the equipping?
I liked it, but I didn't think it was important.
It didn't feel like it did.
Didn't feel role playing to me. Just hey, here goes a screen where you could equip things that kind of boost your stuff up.
Yeah.
You know, like in most not Guardian Heroes, but like a lot of RPG type games, you can when you get items or if you go to a town and you start buying items and weapons, you get more of the role playing game feel. This was just like, okay, you have these things between stages, and you could equip them.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't see a difference in the sword. You don't see a difference in anything. Your stats get boosted, kind of. And it doesn't really get that feel.
It sucks when you have a role-playing game where you you get different items, and the items you get different swords. The swords don't look different, you know, or you get different items. The things I didn't like about the items is that every time you got an item, it dropped a stat. Like stats rose, stats dropped.
That's silly.
And I felt the difference, like, you know, when we got up to bosses that were like whipping our ass.
Yeah.
You know, and we had to do side quests or whatever like that in order to gain the experience.
Yeah.
and then fight the guy again. Like that was cool, but it was, I don't know, the role playing, like the attaching different equipment. It just didn't. Yeah, it didn't feel too important, and I just didn't like how it took away stats every time it boosted something. It was annoying trying to figure out the right combination. So I thought that was a little.
I mean, I don't know if this makes any sense, but like I think a problem with that also is like the stages just felt like side quests. They didn't feel like stages to me.
Yeah.
Guardian Heroes had stages.
They had,
you put like it's a whole stage and there's like a boss or something at the end of the stage. This felt like defeat 15 enemies under this time limit.
Yeah.
I didn't get a.
They felt like little mini arenas, kind of.
Yeah. So like when you have that, I don't think when you throw in the role playing element, it's just like who cares?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like a stage, so it doesn't really feel like a long journey you're playing. You're just playing a bunch of side quests. It felt like.
That's true, and that's another comparison to Guardian Heroes. Guardian Heroes, you were able to like choose your path.
Yeah.
And you had different endings and stuff based on the path that you chose, and you fought different bosses, and the story changed. So. That was ahead of its time, and that's Sega. That's 32-bit Sega Saturn era. So I think I don't want to criticize Code of Princess too much for not having that stuff, because I think the thing about Code of Princess EX is that it's for Nintendo Switch, but it's a port of a 3DS game.
Yeah.
So
which I hear is a great port, by the way. Like they upgrade the graphics and everything.
Yeah. It's like you still see some pixelated stuff, but it still looks a lot better than it did on the 3DS. So and it looks good to me on a widescreen HD TV. So I have no complaints about it.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why the stages looked arena-like was because it was made for a portable only system at first. So I'm not going to knock it for that. But it's like that was one thing against Guardian Heroes. Like, okay, Guardian Heroes had stages.
Yeah.
Beginning to end, and it was more dynamic with its branching path gameplay. So that was kind of missed. And I feel this game kind of forced you to do side quests because you would go up to a boss that you just can't find.
Get murdered.
And you have to do. And the side quests weren't that interesting. They felt like just more stages to play before progressing through the story, so that kind of felt awkward, but I don't know, like that's I guess that's just the way the way it was. Other than that, I thought that the fighting itself was good. How did you feel about the focus? You had to press the button to focus on the guy and you take more energy from him.
I didn't care for it. I didn't think it was needed. I know they're trying to like use stuff to be a little different. Like every game does, especially if it's too much like Guardian Heroes. But I didn't really care for it. But I always would sometimes forget to do it and be taking a long time
to kill. Yeah,
to kill a stupid henchman.
It's a weird mechanic to make mandatory when you got like it's cooler. Like the thing is, the plane system kind of complicates that mechanic because it's like you got all these guys you're fighting against. Dude over on the end is the one who's focused on. It's like it makes more sense to do it on bosses. But like, I don't know. It's just like it's a funny mechanic to put on a specific enemy and then start taking more energy after that. I like the boost thing that you got, where you're able to like to boost your energy.
Yeah.
For a period of time, your magic gauge, and then you're able to take more. But remember the magic spells that you were able to activate? Like they kind of made the magic people's regular attacks.
Yeah.
Depending on the character you were. But every character in Guardian Heroes had magic. Even Han had a stupid fireball thing that he did. Like, you just like, the fireball motion to the fireball.
This felt more like a Guardian Heroes prequel. Like a little test. Didn't feel like a sequel.
Yeah.
Or like a next generation type
Guardian
Heroes.
It definitely doesn't feel like, even though it's a spiritual successor.
I don't think it's supposed to be.
It didn't evolve.
Yeah.
It just presented the Guardian Heroes gameplay with a different cast and a slightly different light, which is great. It's still a good game, But
yeah, I like it.
But it's not quite the evolution of Guardian Heroes that we expected to see. That you would, if you're expecting an evolution of that style, you might be a little bit disappointed. But as a two-player game for the Switch, it's still great. It's got some slapstick, dialogue. One thing is like they had English dub in the 3DS one. It didn't have it in the Switch one. I don't know what that was up with that. Some people complain about that, which is like it's a valid point. If you're gonna consider this the definitive port, you would expect that they would at least have the English dub from the previous version that was on the 3DS.
Yeah,
but. I think we covered just about the good and bad of it, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I just hope this leads to them revisiting the Guardian Heroes franchise and maybe try to bring out a real sequel. Not that fake sequel that came out. That was not a sequel.
For the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, that was not a sequel. That was disastrous. But like an actual sequel to the game with the same gameplay, but you upgrade everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, add more moves, more new animations, more role-playing elements to the game, and that'd be great. You know?
Yes.
That'd be great if they did that.
Right. No, absolutely. And I think, I wouldn't necessarily want to see a Code of Princess sequel. I don't really, I didn't really care for the characters like I do for the Guardian Heroes characters.
Yeah.
I do want to see 3-plane beat 'em up action RPGs to continue in the future. As a matter of fact, I would love them to take this type of style, hook up with Arc Systems, and do a Dragon Ball Z type of thing.
That'd be cool.
Imagine if they did that.
3 planes, it could actually work really well.
Because I thought Dragon Ball couldn't work 2D plane effectively in this day and age because of how crazy, like, you know, the destructive nature of a Dragon Ball Z fight, and just how, you know, you're knocking people over stages over 100 yards, you know, into the background. It's like, how are you going to keep 2 players on screen and stuff? But Dragon Ball FighterZ shows how they can get it done.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see that translated into a action RPG 3-plane beat 'em up in the style of a Code of Princess.
I think they could pull that off, because if you look at Guardian Heroes, they had a lot of Dragon Ball-esque explosions. Who's that guy? Macho? He did like a lot of Dragon Ball type explosions with his moves.
Yeah.
And if you do the versus mode, all you see is just explosions everywhere when you play the
Guardian Heroes.
Yeah, so it's like that can translate very well with Dragon Ball.
That reminded me of Guardian Heroes a lot of it. Like, you know, you got Master T. He's a Dragon Ball. You know, he's like shooting Kamehameha right straight out of his hands. You know, so it's just like, from it. I would love to see Nicholas take a hook up with Arc Systems, call Namco up, do a Dragon Ball FighterZ, but like a Guardian Heroes. Matching branches also, like fighting different end bosses. Maybe Broly, you get a different ending, and he actually make it like this, man. You have all different characters, right? Throughout the game, you gotta train and stuff, get your power level up, and the bosses are gaining in power as the game goes on, and it's random on who's gonna be the last boss or whatever, depending on which path you go. You know, it's like,
it's kind of like when Guardian Heroes, each decision puts you on a different path for a last boss.
Yeah.
So maybe one path can lead you to Frieza, the other one can lead you to Cell, or the other one can lead you to Broly.
Goku Black. You know, throw Dragon Ball Super bosses in there. You know, Boo. It doesn't matter. It's but that'd be crazy. That's why I think Nicola should go with a spiritual success of the Guardian Heroes. If you don't make a sequel to Guardian Heroes, look for the Dragon Ball Z license. That's
a good idea.
Great. That's not bad. And what do you think? People should buy this, rent this? What do you think?
If you liked 2-player beat-em-ups, and you play Guardian Heroes, how much was this? This wasn't much at all.
40.
This was 40?
I think this might have been like 30, 40.
I say it's worth it.
Yeah,
I say it's worth it. I like the game, despite all my criticisms. I like the game.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun beat-em-up game. It's refreshing. There's no 2-player games that play like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Absolutely. You could do a lot worse. And if you love 2-player action RPG side-scrolling, you know, this is as good as, you know, this belongs in that library of really good games.
Yeah.
That's for 2 players. So that is our collective My Take. Let us know what your take is in the comments below. Do not forget about liking the video. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all of our social media. Do not forget about that podcast. Live Wednesdays, Twitch, 8 o'clock p.m. That's actually every other Wednesday. YouTube channel, it's every other Monday, 5 o'clock p.m. You could listen to it by subscribing to just about any podcast service that is out there. But if you really want to support us the most, download Radio Public, listening to it on there, or check out 857ent.com and listen to it on our very own website. And we're going to see you guys again real soon, around 12 o'clock noon.